Welcome to Deep Dive Truth. Today, we bring you a harrowing and deeply disturbing story from Chile, a case that shook the nation to its core and exposed troubling vulnerabilities within institutions meant to protect young people. This is the story of Alison Calderón, a 17-year-old girl with dreams, a loving family, and her whole life ahead of her, until a terrible betrayal ended it all. On October 27, 2021, Alison Calderón left her home like she had so many times before. She lived in Linares, a city nestled in central Chile, and she attended the Linares Industrial School, a technical vocational institution. That day, Alison told her mother she was going to school. It seemed like nothing out of the ordinary, but her family would never see her alive again. Hours passed, then a day, then two. Alison didn't return home. Her phone went dark. Panic began to set in, and her family reported her disappearance to the authorities. What followed was a painful and agonizing search that gripped the local community, and soon the entire country. Alison wasn't just another teenager. She was intelligent, warm-hearted, and curious about the world. Her friends described her as kind, ambitious, and always willing to lend a hand. She had dreams, perhaps to travel, to study, to build a life full of purpose. But none of that would come to pass. Alison's disappearance mobilized her family, classmates, and eventually the police. Social media exploded with posts and appeals for information. Flyers with her face were everywhere. But the days went by with no answers, until someone came forward. 5 days after Alison was last seen, on November 1, 2021, a shocking and deeply unsettling discovery was made. Her body was found buried beneath a concrete slab in the back courtyard of her own school. That's right. Alison had been hidden under the very place she was supposed to feel safe, a place of learning and growth. But what was most horrifying wasn't just the location of the body. It was who had put her there. The investigation quickly pointed to a suspect, an 18-year-old student named Sebastián Soto. He had previously been enrolled at the same school but had recently dropped out. He knew the premises well, the layout, the schedule, the areas where no one would be watching. He also knew Alison. Reports revealed that Sebastián and Alison had once been close. Some accounts say he was obsessed with her. Others describe a strained or non-existent relationship. What's certain is this: Sebastián lured Alison to the school grounds that day, and there, something unthinkable happened. Alison was attacked, her life brutally taken, and her body buried right there, on school property, with a slab of concrete hastily poured over it in a chilling attempt to cover the crime. But this case isn't just about one individual committing a horrific act. It's also about the failures that allowed it to happen and go unnoticed. How could a person enter a school with construction tools and materials, dig a hole, bury a body, and seal it with cement without raising suspicion? Why was there no immediate school-wide alert when Alison was reported missing? And perhaps most disturbingly, how did security protocols fail to catch any of this? As the investigation unfolded, many pointed fingers at the school administration. There were claims of inadequate security measures, a lack of surveillance cameras in key areas, and a slow response when Alison first went missing. People were angry, and rightfully so. Digital evidence played a critical role in breaking the case. Cell phone data, security footage from nearby areas, and social media activity helped trace Alison's final movements. But the case would crack wide open when Sebastián himself made a confession. It is reported that Sebastián's conscience, or perhaps the mounting pressure, led him to confess to the crime. He gave the location of the body and detailed how he had carried out the attack and attempted to conceal it. His account was chilling. He had allegedly premeditated the act, bringing tools and materials to school days in advance. He waited until the school was empty, lured Alison in, and committed the crime. The fact that he was able to do this without anyone noticing raised more questions than answers. Sebastián Soto was arrested and charged with femicidio, a legal term in Chile used to describe the gender-based killing of a woman or girl. The charges included premeditated homicide and the concealment of a body. The case sparked massive public outrage. People took to the streets demanding justice not only for Alison, but for all the women who had gone missing or been harmed without sufficient institutional response. Hashtags trended nationwide. Vigils were held. Flowers were placed outside the school gates, now marked by tragedy. The Chilean media dubbed the case El Crimen del Colegio Industrial, the crime of the industrial school. No parent is ever prepared to bury their child. But Alison's family found themselves not only grieving, they were forced to become advocates. They spoke publicly, demanded accountability, and criticized how the investigation had initially been handled. They pushed for reforms in school safety protocols and pressed authorities to ensure that no other family would have to go through the same nightmare. Their strength in the face of unimaginable pain was both heartbreaking and powerful. Alison Calderón's case became more than just a tragedy. It became a national reckoning. Chile was forced to confront the reality that gender-based violence was not just happening in dark alleyways or remote areas. It was happening in schools, neighborhoods, and sometimes at the hands of people the victims knew. The case prompted discussions around the need for better school surveillance and emergency protocols, psychological support, and monitoring for students at risk, stronger protections against stalking, harassment, and obsession, deinstitutional accountability in cases of missing minors. Though Alison's life was cut tragically short, her story continues to resonate. It remains a sobering reminder of how fragile safety can be and how quickly lives can be altered by negligence, obsession, and violence. Her image, a bright, smiling young woman full of hope, has become a symbol in Chile for the fight against gender-based violence. In classrooms, protests, and policy discussions, her name is still spoken. Not as a statistic, not as a case number, but as a young woman who deserved so much more. At Deep Dive Truth, we believe in remembering the victims, in telling their stories with the depth and dignity they deserve. Alison Calderón was not just another name in the news cycle. She was a daughter, a student, a friend, and now, a symbol of a society's urgent need to protect its young. Her case teaches us to question what we accept as safe, to demand more from the institutions meant to care for us, and to recognize red flags before they become irreversible tragedies. If this story moved you, we encourage you to support organizations working against gender-based violence in your area. Share Alison's story. Keep her memory alive. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay aware, and never stop demanding the truth.
If you enjoyed this video and want to dive deeper into more cases like this one, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to like the video if you found the story compelling, and share it with your friends and family who might be interested in true crime and mysteries. By subscribing, you'll stay up to date with all our latest content and join a growing community of curious minds exploring the most fascinating cases. Click the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Your support means everything.